The highly anticipated Housing Design Catalog from CMHC is now finally available. So in this video, we're gonna break down how you can take advantage of this tool to get your max suite or small scale infill development project off the ground quickly, cheaply, and with ease. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching. This is Andy from Suite Editions. If you're new here, we're an architectural design company helping homeowners and investors legally convert their single family homes to multiple units, boosting cash flow and increasing house value. Additionally, we have a VIP investor community. If you're interested, please check it out at the description below. And as always, it would really help us out if you can give us a like and subscribe to this channel so that we can get more of this information out. Okay, we're super excited that the Housing Design Catalog is now available. And the purpose of this is to have a bunch of pre-approved plans that can be quickly used for construction. So they currently meet the requirements of the National Building Code of Canada. Now, depending on the type of building and the site conditions, you'll still need to navigate issues around municipal zoning bylaws, okay? Although it is much easier these days. So the current plans are only compliant with the building code. You'll still need to ensure that these designs match up with the local bylaws for your city or town. So this program was announced at the end of 2023 and has been delayed until now. This was basically inspired by the post-war housing designs that were available between the 1940s to the 1970s. Back then, the main focus was on single-family homes, and nowadays, the focus is more on higher density, so a lot of the missing middle housing options that we talk about here. So accessory dwelling units, garden suites, duplexes, fourplexes, and even sixplexes. Okay, so we're gonna get into some of the designs. Now, there are 7 regional chapters across the country. Okay, so a lot of it is based on the province and some is based on a region. Okay, so we have a region for Ontario, we have one for Quebec, we have one for Alberta, and one for British Columbia. Saskatchewan and Manitoba is one region, and then we also have the maritime provinces of New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island as its own region, and then finally the territories of Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut is its own region. Okay, so there's a total of 50 designs of low-rise homes, each developed by local architectural and engineer teams that are going to be local to that region and match up with the code requirements for their particular climate. Okay, so we're going to focus in this video on the Ontario, but you can certainly, if you're in other parts of Canada, go through the site and look at the designs that are available for your particular region. So there are 4 types of housing that are available under this Housing Design Catalog. Okay, so we have detached accessory dwelling units, also known commonly as garden suites, and we have row houses and townhouses, and then we also have fourplexes, and lastly we have sixplexes, which is basically the highest density that are available for this design catalog. Now, in the future, they may add more because there's a push for a lot of new rental housing construction. So we'll wait and see. But as of right now, these are the 4 types of housing that are available. Okay, so we're gonna go through each one of these for the Ontario market. At the current time, only a summary package is available. So this includes 3D drawing, it includes building dimensions, and a unit summary. In time, there's going to be full architectural design packages, and that's going to include architectural and engineer drawings, technical guidance to support builders, energy modeling and performance reports, construction cost summaries, and alternate floor plans for different accessibility needs that's focused on universal design. Okay, so for this video, we're going to focus on the designs that are available in Ontario and how you can implement these designs in your max suite or infill development project. Of course, it's available across Canada, so look at the designs for your particular region if you're outside of Ontario. The first one we're going to talk about are the accessory dwelling units, so the detached accessory dwelling units, also known as garden suites. So they do have 2 designs. There's a single-story one, and then there's a 2-story one. So the single-story one is 634 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and this is going to work for most sites, I think, across Ontario. The second one is 2 stories. It's 1,017 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. So this is only going to work for municipalities where they permit 2 stories. Okay, so if your city or town does not permit 2 stories, this is not going to work, although you may be able to get a minor variance for that 2nd story. And, depending on the Committee of Adjustments, they may or may not grant that. Okay, so those are the two options that are available for accessory dwelling units right now. Next, we're going to talk about stacked townhouses. Okay, so these stacked townhouses are 2 units each. Okay, so there's going to be a smaller unit and a larger unit. The first one that we're going to talk about here is a total of 2,165 square feet. There's a 1-bedroom in one of the unit, and then a 3-bedroom, and also 1 to 2 bathrooms. The larger one is 2,549 square feet, and it has a 1-bedroom option and 4-bedroom option, and also a single bath. Whether this is going to be suitable for you is going to depend on the width of your lot. Okay, so you may be able to build 2 of these on many lots. And if if you have a wider lot, let's say you have a 60-foot lot, or you're able to assemble multiple lots, you can have multiple of these townhouses. And then also, if you have a very deep backyard, there's a potential to also have a garden suite in the backyard as well, if the zoning bylaw permits it for that municipality. So those are the 2 stacked townhouse options. Next are fourplexes. Okay, so they also have 2 designs for fourplexes. The first one is 3,264 square feet. So there's 4 units here that ranges from a single bedroom to 3 bedrooms and have single baths. And then the second option is going to be larger. That is a total of 3,897 square feet, ranging between 1 to 3 bedrooms as well. And the bathrooms range from 1 to 1.5. So the half really is going to be a powder room. Now, this is going to be very interesting for municipalities that permit 4 units as of right. So for example, we talk a lot about the 4+1 option in Toronto, where you have 4 units in the main house and then you have a detached garden suite in the back. So you may be able to have a single family lot and build one of these fourplexes in the front and then the garden suite, and pretty much do it as of right, as long as you're able to meet the other bylaws. We mentioned Toronto. There's a number of other municipalities that do permit 4 units as of right. So right off the bat, I can think about Mississauga, London, Kitchener, Hamilton, and a few other spots. There's a lot of cities that are going above and beyond the requirements of Bill 23 to allow a minimum of 4 units. Now, if your municipality does not allow 4 units as of right, then need to do, if you still want to build this, is you have to get a zoning amendment, and that is a little bit costly, and there's no guarantees that you're going to be able to get it. But that is a path that is possible. The last design here is a 6-plex. Other than the City of Toronto with their major streets policy, I'm not aware of any other municipalities that allow 6-plex as of right for a single family lot. Again, if that's something you want to push for, you have to get a zoning amendment. In the City of Toronto with the major streets policy, a lot of focus is on density around some of the major quarters in the city that are a little bit wider and are very transit friendly. So in those places, you can potentially build 6-plex as of right, meaning you go straight to building permit without any sort of minor variances or zoning amendments. Okay, so that's a very interesting design. Now in the future, there may be more designs such as maybe higher density apartments, maybe 10 units, 20 units. But for now, these are the ones that are available. And I think this is really good for a lot of us who are doing small scale development. Now, we mentioned earlier, some of these you may have to get a minor variance. We did a video recently on how to navigate the minor variance process and how to increase your chances of success. So you should check that video out right here. Okay, so those are the designs that are currently available in Ontario. Again, it's just the preliminary designs that are out now, but detailed architectural and engineering drawings will be available soon. In the meantime, you can take these plans and a lot of the preliminary designs you can get started to figure out, is this going to fit on your site? You can potentially use some of these in your zoning bylaw reviews with the city to kind of get a head start. And then perhaps, in a month or two, hopefully when the full packages are available, you can use that to get your building permits. Now, ultimately, I think this is a great initiative to help mitigate some of the bottleneck with the design process and with city building permit issuance. And I have to say that these designs were very well done with many modern features. Although there's definitely room for improvement. One example is the 3-bedroom garden suite with a single bath. I think definitely, you know, a 2-story, 3-bedroom unit, you probably want to have at least 2 or 1.5 bathrooms. So these things, you know, you might be able to make slight adjustments in the design, and it's not going to, you know, add too much time to the permit process. Now, as an owner of a design company myself, this will certainly eat into some of my business, but I do welcome this change. I think it's much needed to kind of alleviate a lot of the bottleneck, as we mentioned, with the municipal building departments. And this is really going to help the end consumer save some money, not having to, you know, go through an architect or design for a lot of it. Now, even if our clients decide to take advantage of these designs, we're still here to help navigate the zoning bylaw process and can work with the city if needed on behalf of the clients. But the clients will save money from the design process. All right. So I encourage you to have a look at these designs, link to the pages in the description, and see if any of them may be suitable for any of your properties. Again, I think that overall, the CMHC and the architectural firm that worked on this, they did a great job. This is a great start, and, you know, very excited to see many of these designs implemented, you know, here in the GTA, in Ontario, and across the country. All right. So looking forward to seeing your projects, and as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. To learn more about the Max Suite strategy, download our free guides at suiteadditions.com and get started. And if you enjoyed this video, here's another great one for you.